Hello everybody, I'm Angie at DEE's. I'm going to be talking to you today about our Firefly lights. These are our very super efficient LED lights, and if you look at these little bulbs down here to show how tiny they are, this is one of the reasons why we call them Firefly lights. The bulbs are super tiny. The wire is silver. It really does disappear in some of your decor. Now I want to get a little more specific with some of the different styles that we have. We have 3 different sizes. It's also going to depend on the size of your decor that you're going to use and whether or not you need battery operated, which are the 30 count and the 50 count, or whether or not that you need the plug-in, which is our 100 count. So I'm going to start with the battery operated one first. These are our smaller counts, and again, when you look at our packages and you see that it says 30 or that it says 50, that's indicating how many bulbs that you have. So we're going to start with the smallest one first, which is our 30 count. These we use on lots of different things, and we use our Firefly lights throughout the entire year. It's really not just for Christmas, which is the most popular time that people use them. But I went ahead and put the batteries in just for a little bit to save time. Now, I will tell you on all of our lights, we have a timer feature, but they all kind of work just a little differently. On the battery operated 30 count, you don't have a remote. So your timer feature is going to be on the back of the package, your battery package. You have a little toggle switch. One side's going to be on. The other far side's going to be off. Well, I just told you exact opposite, but you got the point. Then the toggle switch in the middle is going to be your timer feature. Okay, so the timer feature on the 30 count, the way that you use that is it's a 6-hour on, 18-hour off. So the first time that you want your lights to come on, say you want to set it on for 6 o'clock in the evening, that is the first time you want to hit that toggle switch. You want to turn them on at 6 p.m. and then you're just going to forget about it. It's going to stay on for 6 hours, and then it's going to shut itself off every single day until it comes time for you to have to replace the batteries. So on your, you have to decide, I guess, do you have a place that you don't have the ability for a plug-in? A lot of people on their mantles, they don't have the ability for a plug-in, or sometimes they just want something to illuminate without seeing a bunch of cords, which would be perfect for a little small lantern. You know, you can just go ahead, and if you want the battery operated package inside, you can definitely do that, because if it's up high, nobody's really going to see it. If it's going to be down on a table, like say for instance you've got a kitchen table and you got a landscape of some small lanterns, then you might want to have something that maybe it can tuck behind the back, or if you have a lantern, sometimes it can hide it up and underneath it and you really don't see the battery pack. Then what I like to do is find about the halfway point. Okay, doesn't have to be exact, and I'm actually going to, our lantern opens up this way, so the cord I want to come from the back. We're just going to come in this way, find our halfway point. Find someplace up at the front that you can kind of like tack it on. What this does is this helps the lights stay suspended so they all don't just fall down into the bottom and just stay on the bottom. And then you literally just tuck those in. Pull them down just a little bit. And it's better that when you open them up, you kind of uncoil them, because if you don't uncoil them, then they stay too bunched up and they don't give you the look that you want. So that's perfect for your little small lantern. These are also great. Our 30 counts are for, a lot of times at Christmas time, we'll have our ornaments. If you've got some ornament balls, we can shove them inside the ornament balls. It makes a really beautiful illumination. A lot of times you'll have like a glass vase that you have ornaments in, or snow, and you don't want to see the cords coming out, then that makes them great too, that you can stuff it down in there, and then again, use your timer feature and you don't have to worry about it again until it comes time to change the batteries. Now, on our 50 count, these, let me back up and tell you, on the 30 count, the strand itself is 4.5 foot long. So if you're going to be decorating a little small swag, or if you're going to be putting something in your bathroom, you've got 4.5 foot of cord so it can kind of intertwine. That is the shortest one that we have. On the 50 count, it comes with a remote control, which is fabulous. The 30 counts, they stay on all the time. They don't have the ability to flicker. The 50 count, because of the remote control, you can adjust to any of the functions that you want. So when you very first put your batteries in, if it doesn't come on all the way, you have this on feature. So on the remote, you have the on feature, and there's your off. It's kind of like the toggle switch. Your timer is in the middle. So you want to turn them on first, like that. Then when you want to use your timer, it's the same concept. If you want them to come on at 6 o'clock, the first time, you have to hit that timer button and it should flicker, and that means that you've hit it right. Now, when they very first come on for the first time, it's going to go through the entire sequence that you have. So the number 1 is the entire sequence of flashing and racers and all the different functions that they have. The number 8 button stays them on constant. Then this feature has a dimmer and a brighter. So if you want your lights to be a little bit brighter, there we go. Now it's on solid. So then if you want it a little bit brighter, you just keep pressing it, and then they're bright. You could go down a little bit and dim it. I always try to keep it on bright, especially when I'm decorating. I always keep it on the solid, so that way you can see where you're placing your lights, and you're not going to have like an empty spot that's too bare or one spot that's too heavy. Now I will tell you also too, on the 50 count, and I believe also on the 100 count, the plug-in, if you've lost your remote control, they have a little timer, a little clicker button right here that it's a manual, and you just click it on and off. So don't fret if you've lost your remote control. The other good thing about too is usually when you buy these and you're decorating them, especially for the holiday season, you've got several remotes. One remote will operate any of those. So if you lose one and you have 2 or 3, that one remote will still operate them. So no need to worry about that. Now on this 50 count, it's it's 8 foot long on the 50 count. So you have 8 feet of cord length. This is good for like a medium-sized lantern. It's also good that if you want to add something already in your lantern, with a lot of times at Christmas time we'll do little Christmas trees. Sometimes during the spring we'll just add like some greenery or a nice floral pick. So if you want to have something inside it, this also makes it nice for you to have to use. And again, I kind of do the same thing. I uncoil it, try to find, let me turn these back on, try to find my halfway point, and I'm just going to put that up to the top to help them keep suspended. And then we're going to hide our battery pack. Now, when you put a battery pack inside something and you're planning on using your remote, just remember that your remote has to be able to see, okay? It can't be totally blocked up, and then because your remote won't be able to see to be able to turn on and change the settings. So just make sure that you have that someplace that you can reach. I'm going to put it in the back, and then I'm going to try to get to my remote from the side. And then again, we just take our lights, place them wherever we like them. I always also like to take my the end point. So I got 2 places that it's kind of attached to keep it nice and suspended. Separate these. Just gives that nice soft, fills it up really nice when you separate them like that. And now I've got my remote. If I want to add to a nice little flashing feature, I just come over to the side and I got it. Again, these are super efficient because they are LED bulbs, and the wires are silver wire, so you're really not going to notice the wire. You're really just going to notice the nice, beautiful illumination. I would say the 30 count and the 50 count are some places that you want to do a little small ambiance of light. A lot of times people put them on their kitchen counter. Sometimes they have that little corner unit. Sometimes they put them up in a bookcase or like a little shelf. So you have so many different places. If you've got this lantern and you want to do it in your foyer with people, you're welcoming people into your home, this is great too. If you have the ability to have a plug-in, I personally love the plug-in. I know they have a lot of lights, but a lot of times too, people have something as large as this lantern that they want to put lights in. Now this lantern, you've got so many choices to decorate it. You can have 100 count with the plug-in. Now when you get these out, you have to actually do a little assembly to them. Your plug will come separate. So you just make sure that you plug it in the right way. There's a little flat edge here and a little flat edge in here. You just have to match those up and get it in there nice and tight. Sometimes people don't think that their lights work because they've plugged it in, but they've actually just not done it the correct way. This here is the little light that you're going to be able to change manually if you by chance lose your remote. Now this is the one that has the most length, of course. This has 100 bulbs, and it's 24.5 foot long. Is that right? I'm sorry, 24 foot long. So again, you can use these any time of the season. Some people like to be able to have lights on in their home all year long. One of the features that I think is really nice is if you have a garland, either you put it on your mantle, sometimes people have them up in a bookcase, and you want a nice little illumination up there. This is great because it's 24 feet long, and again, we use these all the time in garlands at Christmas and in fall, and it really does fill this nicely. I weave this in and out. It's probably done almost 2 laps of, you know, when you find your middle point, then you weave it, you can come back. It depends on, of course, the length and how thick that it is that you have your garland, but it does really nice in a wreath. If you have a wreath that you want to add lights to. We also like to add them at Halloween time so that we can have that nice little fun glow on our door. Let me plug these in so that we can turn them on. There we go. They, you can, if you have a swag, you can also add them into your swag. So you can light up so many things, but you have to remember, what does your decor need? Does your decor need plug-in? Then that's when you have to decide, do you need the 100 count is what we have for the plug-in. If your decor doesn't need it, then you can always go to your battery operated ones. So I'm just going to show you how this lantern really lights up with the 100 count. And I don't have anything else in here, but you're going to see how much light you're really going to get. These separate. I do recommend that when you're working with the long strand, when you get your half point, try somehow to keep them separate because they do tangle very easily. See how they're all kind of falling down to the bottom? That's one of the reasons why, especially when you have the larger length, that you want to make sure that you separate. So I'm also going to do, like I did in my beginning, I'm also going to try to find another part here towards the end that maybe we can go ahead and add them up to. You'll also notice at the end of your light string, you have a really long cord without lights. I believe that is 6 foot long. So don't worry that you're going to see lights strung all across your floor, because you're really not. One. There we go. And then here is our last end. So these are up now on our website, shopdeeslouisville.com. You can go ahead and purchase, again, the size that you like, the size that works well with whatever decor that you have. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you, and also with any of your decorating needs. So if you got any questions, call us here at 896-6755. Thank you so much. Have a great day.